I'm Dustin Chase with Texas Art and Film, the Daily News, and News 92 FM's Living Large. I'm here with Will Forte, who most people know from Saturday Night Live. But his new film, Nebraska, I tell you, what did you know going into this that you were going to be in a movie that's clearly going to be nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars, and what was that like?
Oh, I mean, I don't think about any of that stuff. It was such a beautiful script, and the character was so, I don't know, there was something about the character that I felt like connected to, but I didn't think there was any way that I would get to be a part of it. You know, it was.
But I heard that you were Alexander Payne's one and only choice, according to IMDb. You were the only choice.
Oh, I don't think he even knew who I was before I submitted a tape. I mean, I still am kind of, everything is just such a blur at this point. I submitted a tape just on a whim, thinking there's no chance this will go anywhere. But you know, it was just such a great script that I thought I gotta send one in, or else I'll kick myself. So I did it, and then after I didn't hear anything for 4.5 months, and then heard from him that he had liked it enough to call me and read the scenes with him in person, which was a huge deal right there for me, just to even know that he have some kind of positive feedback from this person who was such a hero of mine. So, and then about a month after that, then I found out I got the job, and it was amazing. I mean, I still can't believe I got to be in this movie. It is so exciting.
It really is a terrific film, and it looks like, I mean, the awards buzz is certainly all deserved. And so, I mean, once you started working with Alexander Payne, I mean, everything he touches is nominated for things, and actors win awards. I mean, what was it like once you got in there and started working with him in Montana?
Well, the lead up was very nerve-wracking because, I mean, this is a guy who is such a wonderful filmmaker, and then you hear that Bruce Dern is going to be playing my dad, and or rather, I am going to be playing his son. Is a better way to put it. It's hard not to get intimidated because you think, oh my God, this is a person who has made so many wonderful movies. Do not be the person who destroys his movie. Right. So and I put a lot of pressure on myself, and then he did such a good job once we actually got to Nebraska of calming me down and making me feel comfortable and like I deserve to be there. And
kind of clearly the opposite of what his character. I mean, his character is kind of this curmudgeon, very silent, and you're doing all the talking. I mean, how is that working with an actor? I mean, standing beside somebody who he's not doing very much of the talking, and you're doing all the action, so to speak.
Oh, it was, the script was so well written that it just everything made so much sense, and it made it much easier to perform. It was just everything about it made it easier than I thought going in. Like going in there, all these unknowns. What's you just. Right. I go to kind of worst case scenario places, and then when you get in and you actually get to know the people that you're working with, all these question marks about what's this person going to be like? Are they going to am I going to feel comfortable there? Everyone was great. Alexander was so calming, and he's just such a good director. And the first week before production, we just hung around, all of us, getting to know each other. So by the time we started, you're surrounded by these people who are now friends, and it just was so much easier to work in that kind of environment.
So I want to ask you, is there anything working with Bruce Dern, you mentioned how intimidated you were with work, but is there anything that maybe he taught you or you learned that you didn't know going into it that you came out with thinking, wow, I learned something amazing from him?
Well, I mean, I learned a million things from him. It's so hard because it was 2 months of this crash course in acting, and it was also just friendship. God, I don't know how to describe it. He was just so good to me. He was really, really. He took me under his wing, And I guess the main thing that he taught me was just to be in the moment, and just try to find the truth of the scene, which the first couple times he told me it sounded like a bunch of BS, and I didn't know. I don't have any formal acting training, so it just sounded like words to me. And then it started to make sense for some reason. It really made sense, and then after a while, he kept saying it, and it registered. It really registered. And then there were a bunch of people. There were a bunch of people that Alexander uses that
are non-actors.
Non-actors,
yeah.
and you see them do their stuff, and they're really, really good at delivering these realistic portrayals, just authentic characters from the Midwest, and it taught me. This sounds weird, but just not to act too much,
right?
And just to be in the moment, and that's where it started to register when all those pieces started to come together. And June was so wonderful, and Stacy Keach, all these legends who I was fearful of letting down, they were so supportive and encouraging. It turned all these unknowns, which I was driving in a negative way, into these really positive knowns.
Well, do you think that maybe that your work on Saturday Night Live and all the comedies that you have done, I think it would be very difficult as an actor not to crack up on some of the lines that June Squibb says in this movie. I mean, she says some pretty hilarious, crazy
she's really funny
things, and
she's
I would
incredibly
think
funny.
Hearing that on set would almost make anyone crack up. Some of the stuff
I've never had a problem with breaking. It's I think part of it is I just get this hyper focus. I'm a little OCD, so I am it's that has never been a problem. I mean, certainly it was really, really funny, and in my head I was realizing just how funny it was, and it was just such a great feeling to hear her doing this stuff and going, oh my God, this is going to be an awesome movie.
Right.
Like I just wanted to make sure that I pulled my oar too, so because I saw everybody else pulling theirs. It was really fun to watch.
I certainly think you did a very good job, and it was very nice to see you in something a little bit more dramatic too.
It was so fun to try something. I just never thought I'd get to do something like this, and to get to do it for Alexander Payne was just the experience of a lifetime.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you very
I
much.
can't wait for the rest of the world to see the movie too.
Thank you.
She's going to do a